Hello again and welcome to our second part of our video in the diagramming proper. So in our last video we talked about the simple diagramming and then diagramming with adjectives and adverbs. And now let's try to diagram prepositional phrases. Okay? As you all know, prepositional phrases starts with a preposition and then ends with a noun or pronoun, diba? So this is how we are going to diagram it. So ang preposition is here on the slanting. So we need to make a slanting line under, depending kung unsa nga word ang iyang gi-modify. So it can be a subject or it can be the verb. Okay, so ana. So write it down. Write the preposition and then sa slanting line. And then after that one, ang object of the preposition is himuan ninyo og line. Okay? So there's a straight line there for the object of the preposition. Okay? Sir Kevin, what if ang atong object of the preposition is at the bus station? Okay? Uso ba ning at the bus station katong nagkwanta na exercise ta last time. At the bus station nga. Sir Kevin, okay ra tatog at station. Kay pwede ra gyud natog preposition and then object of the preposition. Pero Sir Kevin, amantay adjective nga the ug adjective na bus to complete the prepositional phrase at the bus station. So, Sir Kevin, unsaon ni namo? So, what you're going to do is the same thing with diagramming adjectives. Ibutang ra gyud ninyo sa ubos, like here, in this one. Diba? So, inyo ra gyud ibutang ang the ug ang bus in slanting lines under the adjective. So, mangyun ana na siya. Okay? Let me give you a few examples. Okay? So we have here the sentence, the bluebirds in the trees were chirping. Okay? So again, let's do the analysis. First is we are going to set off prepositional phrases in parentheses. And atong prepositional phrase here is in the trees. Very good. So that's 3 words, in the trees. Next, step number 2. Cross out all adjectives and adverbs in the sentence. What are the adjectives and adverbs in the sentence? The ug ang blue. Very good. Step number 3, underline once all nouns. Do we have, there's only one noun. Oh, noun here which is bird ug trees. Birds and trees. So we underline them once. And step number 4, underline twice all the verbs. And the verb here is were chirping. So underline twice. Now we see how we're going to diagram it. So of course, ato ibutang ang noun, atong subject nga birds, o ato ang verb nga were chirping. So, birds were chirping. Okay? Now, ato ibutang in a slanted line ang atong mga adjectives. So, the o blue. And then atong prepositional phrase, atong preposition first, atong unahon. So, slanting line and then preposition in. Diba? Here. I hope you can see any mouse markers. Bitaw kay dili ko balo if na mouse markers akong recording. Okay? So, in dira. And then, object of the preposition, trees. So, dira sa line. And then, ang adjective describing the trees is the. So, ang the, atong i-under sa trees. Kay mao may gi-describe. Mao may adject, ang kaning the is describing the trees man. Okay? Sir Kevin, nganong gibutang nimo ang adjective? Nganong gibutang nimo ang prepositional phrase under the birds and not sa were chirping? Kay ngano? Kinsa di ay ang naa sa trees? If you look at the sentence, the bluebirds in the trees were chirping. Diba? So, the writer or the sentence is telling us that these birds are in the trees, describing what kind of birds? The blue birds in the trees. Di man pwede if mabali unta siya, let's say for example, the bluebirds were chirping in the trees. So, kung in the trees siya, mura na siya adverb because they're describing asa man sila ni chirp. Okay? But in this sentence, they are describing asa ang bird. Okay? Asa ang bird. Dili ang asa sila nag-chirp, but asa ang bird. Okay? So, it's an adjective. Okay? Another prepositional phrase. Okay? O kani mas complicated, musa nga pagyud siya. So the sentence is, the bluebirds in the trees above my house were chirping. Okay? So the same thing gihapon, but here we have two prepositional phrases. We have in the trees and above my house. But if you look at the sentence, in the trees above my house, so usara na sila ka prepositional phrase. I mean, usara na sila kasanga, pero if makita ninyo diri, asa man ang mga trees, ang mga trees above my house. So this second prepositional phrase is describing the trees. Okay? So, unsa man na trees, katong mga kahoy babaw sa amua. Okay, so that's why gibutang siya as slanted line ang above and then my house. Okay? Now let's try. Napili usa. Oh. The rabbit hopped through the pretty garden. So we have, okay, we analyze. So set of prepositional phrases in parentheses, diba? So we have through the pretty garden. So of course we cross it off, we set it off, and then cross out the, because the is a preposition, the and pretty, sorry. Ang kanang duha ka the and the pretty there is are adjectives, okay? And then underline once ang rabbit, underline twice ang hop. So i-transfer na to, ato i-diagram siya, so ingon ani ang mahitabo. Okay? Now let's try to practice. Okay? Let's try to practice. The sentence is, the rusty shovel with the blue handle sat in our garden. Okay? So, try to diagram it. Do the 4 steps in diagramming, and then pause this video, and then play the video if you're ready. Okay? So, you're done. So, we have here, the rusty shovel with the blue handle sat in our garden. Okay, so let's analyze. First step, cross off a set of prepositional phrases in parentheses. So we have how many prepositions here? We have 2 prepositions. We have with the blue handle and in our garden. So we set it off in parentheses. Step number 2. Cross out all adjectives and adverbs in the sentence. So we cross the and then rusty, because these the and rusty describe the shovel. Ang kaning the and blue is describing the handle. So we also have to cross this out. And number 3, cross out our. Okay? So mao na itong mga adjectives. And then underline once all the nouns. So we have the shovel, we have the handle, and we have the garden. And underline twice all verb. Unsa itong verb diri? It is sat. So we underline it twice. So the correct answer is, tada, the rusty shovel with the blue handle sat in our garden. See, nakita ninyo? Unsa man na shovel? Katong pala nga na ay blue handle. So that's why ang kanang with the blue handle there is in or is under shovel. Okay? Asa man nakabutang ang inyong rusty shovel with the blue handle na asa mong garden. So in our garden is an adverb describing asa nakabutang ang shovel. So dira ninyo siya ibutang sa adverb. Okay? Now, let's try diagramming coordinating conjunctions. So you all know the coordinating conjunctions. We have the fanboys. For, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. Kapila na ako gibalik-balik. Murag last time, ako po gibalik-balik ninyo sa. So, let's have this one. So, if it's compound subject, connect them. Oh, of course, when diagramming coordinating conjunctions, we connect the 2 things nga, gi-connect nila using dotted lines. Using 2 dotted lines. Connect the 2 using dotted lines. So, if makita ninyo dira, dotted lines ni ang sa conjunction. Okay? So here we have an examples for compound subject. The sentence is Alex and David laughed. So this is how we do the diagramming for the compound subject. So duha tong subject, so Alex and David, dayon laugh dayon. So if makita ninyo nasa connecting line char unsa na I forgot the name of this line, pero wala man ni say name, pero yun ana siya. So remember nouns kay remember, basta subject ka, ni kanaagin siya sa straight line. Okay? So, kana straight line, and then, imo siya i-connect duha, and then left. Okay? Next, is we have compound verbs. What if duha atong verbs? Diba? Sa simple sentence na ama ni. So, duha ka verbs. So, same thing here. Subject, and then, bisecting line, and then verb. So, we have our two verbs here. Kathy smiled and laughed. So, this is our diagram for compound verbs. Next, let's go to compound adjectives. Okay? The red and blue birds chirp. So, we connect this one using the dotted line. So, we have the red and blue birds chirp. Okay? Next, compound adverbs. Okay? Let's say, for example, Beth walked confidently and swiftly. Diba? Naka-remember mo nga, dili ra nato hilabtan ang mga coordinating conjunctions. So, mao ni lang purpose. Para mabutang nato siya sa dotted line. Okay? So, Beth walked confidently and gi-connect ra nato siya and swiftly. Okay? Next, compound main verbs. Okay? So, let's say for example, kanang, yun ani nga atong sentence, Dad will clean and cook. Which is basically, kung ato siyang i-kuan ang sentence, pwede rin yun makasulti nga, Dad will cook and will clean. But because of parallelism, if you remember our lesson sa parallelism, so pwede rin yun ito kwaon ang will sa clean. Na usara ka will atong gamiton. So, this is what happens if we are going to diagram compound verbs, compound main verbs. So, Dad will cook and clean. Okay? Next, compound objects of the preposition. Okay, so murag ni sanga-sanga na gyud ni siya. Okay, so we have compound objects of the preposition. So we have our sentence here. Rover ran across fields and streams. So here we have Rover and then ran. And then asa man ni ran si Rover. So asa man ni run si Rover. So Rover ran across dayon fields and streams. Okay? So, ingon na ato ang pag-diagram sa coordinating conjunction. Next is we diagram compound sentences. Kani, this is where it gets leveled up. Kay, kato na mga sentences are just simple sentence, right? If you remember simple sentence, wala siya katong these are just kind of one clause only. But here we have two clauses here. Let's say in our example, the little kitty in the basket meowed. Okay? That's one sentence. That's one complete sentence. The little girl smiled is another complete sentence connected by the coordinating conjunction end. So unsa tong buhaton? So, mura, if you can see the diagram there na ay line down and then line across and then line down and dapat mo connect siya sa verb. Sabtan? Dapat connected siya, ang iyang connection kay dapat naa sa verb. Okay? So, here in our sentence, the little kitty in the basket meowed and the little girl smiled. Okay? So, I hope nakuha rin ninyo. Basta i-connect na to when we talk about compound sentences. Okay? That means these are two independent clauses connected by a coordinating conjunction. Na ay subject, na ay verb. Then, ang nag-connect nila kay coordinating conjunction, we use this type of diagramming symbol for the coordinating conjunction. Okay? Now, let's practice. Okay, so this one is a compound sentence. Okay? So, I'm just giving you a hint. So, write in your paper there. Okay? Mao ni atong sentence. She wanted the blue and green pen, but she settled with the black pen. Okay? So, I'll give you time. Pause the video and I will wait for your answers. Okay, are you done? So, unsa man atong, let's analyze here again. Analyze gyapon ta. Step number 1. Are there any prepositional phrases? Yes, they are. Yes, there are. So, what are the prepositional phrases here? We have the with the black pen. Okay? Murag maora, di ba? Yeah, maora. So, set it off in parentheses. Step number 2, cross out the adjectives and adverbs used in the sentence. So, what are the adjectives used in the sentence or adverbs? So, we have the, and then the blue and green. Okay, these are all adjectives describing what kind of pen she wanted, di ba? And the, and then black. This also describing the pen on the second independent clause. Okay? Number 3, underline once all the nouns and pronouns. So, we have she, underline once, pen, underline once, she, underline once, o pen, underline once. And then lastly, underline twice all the verbs in the sentence. So, we have wanted and settled. So, let me know if you have the correct answer. And the correct answer is this. Okay? So, she wanted the blue and green pen, but she settled with the black pen. So, tanan natong gipang cross out, atong gi slant, and then ato ang prepositional phrases with the black pen, and then nagkonekta, di ba? Coordinating conjunction but, and then naabot tayo coordinating conjunction here, connecting the blue and green. Okay? I really hope that you can see the pointer. Okay? So, I think that would be all for our coordinating conjunction and our object of the prepositions. In our third video, we're going to talk about diagramming verbs. Okay? So, I think that would be all for our this part of the video, and see you on the next video.